Back. Word of advice to everyone. Two things. Two things that are a word of advice. Number one, never buy Weaver chicken breasts. No, that's not real chicken. Number two, always check to make sure you switch your source before launching any programs for streaming. Very sorry, but we're back. There it is. There we are. There's noise. There we go.
It was originally developed for the preservation of food, as an alternative to the normal freezing process.
Then they realized they can use it on people.
Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things.
What do you mean, other things?
Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel.
Space travel? Are you serious?
Cryogenic freezing.
Surely you've heard of suspended animation. Cryogenic freezing?
Yep.
It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space.
Oh, God. Yeah, they call it the ice pick. Want my penis to be diamond hard, but brittle. People are sometimes frozen. Okay. That was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting.
Whoa, wait a minute there.
Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow. He gave him the people's eyebrow. I can't do it. I can't raise it that high. Gotta do it like that. Alright. Sorry. Send people screaming from the stream.
Are you saying that Alice was frozen using that cast thing?
Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. If this special ice you call Ice 9 does indeed exist, and casts were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously.
You think she could be alive?
Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities.
I wonder if I'm gonna get the UFO ending. You know, like in Silent Hill. There's always that weird one. Was there one where it was like the dog was piloting the spaceship or some shit? Am I getting confused with like a Marvel comic?
The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature...
That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about?
Yeah, that's Silent Hill. Like, everyone had the UFO ending. I never actually, I think I only did it on the first one or the second one. No, the second one, he walks into a room and it's like the architect, but it's a dog, right?
You're quite right. It does sound unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor.
So, hold on a second. Okay.
You mean the guy dressed like a captain?
Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly, he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible.
Why would that be impossible?
In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1. Who was it that opened that door?
Santa and Lotus.
Right. Clearly, the two of them could not have opened door 1, or any other door for that matter.
Right, because he's 3 and she's 8. They could have opened door 2.
Who else then could have done so?
This is all, for those not familiar with this, this is all about digital roots. To open these doors, you have to have the digital root, which you add a number, and then you add the digits and the sum of that number, till you get a single number, and that is the digital root. So, digital root of 3 plus 8 is 3 plus 8 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. Digital root of 3 and 8 is 2. That's the whole theme of this game, like, the whole theme of the rules, anyway. Junpei thought for a second.
Nobody. After
After Santa and Lotus used the Earth Key, they turned back and met up with me and June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found Ace, Seven, and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, Ace, Seven, and Clover had stayed behind. But it's impossible for those three to open door 1.
Open door.
But what about when June and I took the
The
elevator
math!
to door 2? No, still won't work. We were only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast.
It would be impossible
dealing with a
for any of
speedster.
us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time?
Dude, you are assuming an awful lot for that. So, okay, it's 1,000... No. Yes! Thousands of year old mummy that was frozen perfectly, that managed to thaw out, and the first thing she did was find the captain and whack him with an axe?
A person like that would know the ship well. They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors.
Oh, he's assuming she's been alive for a while.
The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters.
Then you're saying the killer was Alice?
Alice was a princess, not a fucking ninja. What the hell are you talking about? It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully.
Well, this is all only one possible theory.
I have another visual novel. I have this series. Well, I have the second one in this series, but I also have another visual novel that I might do soon called The Silver Case. Supposed to be pretty interesting.
All ice. Alice. Is she really somewhere on the ship?
Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his
Maybe
hand.
this card will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge. And the big mystery. What could be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now.
I can't deal with that right now.
I'll come back to this later.
He gripped the keycard tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. New material added. Can I get this thing? Let's take a look at the file screen. That is this. Okay, I guess I don't get to look at anything else. Don't really need this stuff because I already know. Oh, there were escape tips that I didn't even bother with. Grab the thing. There's a key in the drawer. I guess it was hidden under the red file? Alright, well this thing fits that key in the other room. We still have an issue. So let's say we're done with this. I doubt it, but they were done. Goes in here. Control panel for the electronic lock. Looks like it's got a keyhole on the bottom right. Maybe the key I got earlier. Shazam. We just had to put the key in and now it's on. Junpei, look! There's a minus sign on the screen. There's 8 of them. Probably means we got to put in 8 digits. You think you can figure it out? There are 8 dashes on the screen. I guess I need to put in those 8. This camera needs a hard drive? Just sending whatever it sees to something. What does it see? The door. Move back. This one. Hey, isn't the door on that screen the one right behind us? You're right. Whatever that camera sees is sent to this screen in real time. Wonder if that means something, you know. About this one. There's nothing on the monitor. Just static. Be on the monitor, just static. Z, E, R. Ah, wait. Hold on a second. We do have a clue. It's this. Ten is base 10. It's written as A in hexadecimal. So, therefore 11 is B, and so on. This chart showed the rules of each numerical system. What if we use the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26. Yes. No. 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 26, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 for Z. 35 for Z. We do 35. Let me write this down. Math again. 35 for Z. E would be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. R would be 16, 18, 4, 27. And O would be 17, 19. So I think our three numbers are that. Let's see if that works. If we're using if they're hexadecimal, that makes sense. Let's do it. Alright, once I put in, just press E to enter it. Put up, I just press C. 35. 7. Wow, first time I played this game, I did not pay attention. Yes, it worked. Good job, Junpei. Junpei, whatever. Excellent, you seem to have unlocked it. Good work, Junpei. Yeah, I'd like to congratulating me. Alright, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. We found it. I have no idea why they decided that was the success message. They stepped out of the captain's quarters into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backward L.
All right, let's go.
Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran. And ran. He ran so far away. And he ran. He couldn't get away. Gotta get away. I had to get out of my system. At the end of the hallway, there was a door.
The next door.
Made straight for it.
Wait, a piece of paper.
He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. He came to a halt.
This is...
Dropped down on his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor.
Map of the ship's interior for A-Deck.
What's wrong?
Ace, slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei.
I found a map for this floor.
He showed Ace what he'd snatched from the wall. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was, and nodded.
I see.
With that, he began running again, past Junpei.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Ha!
I should keep this, though.
Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got up to follow Ace. Something stopped him.
Hey, where's Clover?
Damn it, Clover. God damn it, Clover!
What the hell is she up to?
Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob.
Clover!
Huh? You're gonna die now.
Huh?
Called it! As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly.
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket, as if trying to hide something.
What the hell is that?
What?
You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, this? This is.
My breasts. They've suddenly dropped for some reason.
A note.
A note?
Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes.
Ah, she rummaged through the dead. And what is it with the hands, man? Deadpool hands, indeed.
It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
Left hand, dude. Left hand of darkness. It's an Ursula K. Le Guin book, which I've never actually read.
What the hell? Let me see it.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't gonna get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's voice.
Hey, Junpei, Clover! What are you two doing? Hurry up!
Hey, stop fucking around!
He's getting mad.
Clover shrugged.
I'll show it to you later, all right? Come on, we gotta hurry.
Shady as hell. Shady as hell. Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L. Note? Note. Junpei was curious. But there was something else that bothered him.
From the look of that pocket, it doesn't particularly look like just a note.
I think she picked up that gun. I'm not sure how, because I can't think that back that far, but she probably picked up that gun.
Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later, and ran off after Clover. Hey, we're back here? Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
The big stairs. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he expected to see after reading the map. His "I see after reading the map" himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
Put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down. Someone's gonna be dead.
There he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
Not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Really?
Let's join them.
My god, we all survived. I didn't get stabbed in the back this time. Twice. Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time.
Jumpy, Clover.
Damn it, stop. June's face was excited. Something had happened. That much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her.
What's up?
Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it.
Found what?
I know what you found. I found it in the other playthrough.
We found it.
What did you find?
Stop playing the pronoun game.
The last door. We found door 9.
Yes.
What?
Cue the softcore porn music. What the hell? Oh, it's a little more tense than that. It's like one of those like alley scenes. Alright, never mind.
Come on! Just follow us! We'll explain on the way!
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
But he died. Rest followed.
Jumpy. We finally made it.
Relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
More music? Why are we hearing her inner soundtrack for whenever Junpei shows up? It's time. Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was.
We've reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. Mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins. He could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism. He couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind.
Nope.
2 people. Is there a way?
There's a way. Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30.
Half an hour left.
We've only got 90 minutes left.
Wait.
I've got no time to wonder about it now. Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy!
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
Junpei followed. Sorry, man, that looks like an Iron Maiden ready to spring. As a group, they piled on the elevator and rode impatiently down to E-Deck. Looked familiar. There was a metal gate between the two elevators. Seven grabbed hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the four of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow and eventually to the number 6 that you two found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it.
Yep,
Once
same
we went
here.
through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side.
Yeah.
With that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
Over here. Follow me.
Seven began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him.
By the way,
They had been walking for a while, and June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
you know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Huh?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus, what's their digital route?
3? Oh, sorry. Whoops.
9. It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
I swear it sounds like the frickin' coconut horses.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said, we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you. I mean,
Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern. Sniffing around, my woman.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
is that so?
Junpei was about to respond when 7 suddenly stopped.
We're here.
In front of him stood a door.
So, is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see 7's face, but he could see him nod.
There's no other place for us to go.
Just said yeah. You have it in the script that he said yeah.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
I see.
Looked as though 7 was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
All right, let's get moving.
He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed.
Oh,
Yeah, but hold on a second. What about the second door 9? Now I'm thinking from the other playthrough. Like, recent one. It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
no way.
First thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing, made of red paint. The door it decorated sat on the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic. It made the red paint look especially garish.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. Didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. Red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read, vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9.
Oh, no, don't start laughing yet.
Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back, and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. It was a moment of complete silence.
Junpei, look behind you.
He turned around.
Behind? What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9. There's another one?
Ah, there it is. Okay, good.
Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here?
His words came slowly, and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door, set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. 9. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door.
There's a red there too. That means...
Means you got a choice. He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
But why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before.
Maybe the room is the hint.
I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Junpei began to mutter to himself.
So if there are 2 number 9 doors, if we split it up, right?
That's not gonna work.
Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. He held out her hand.
You've got a notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them?
Not again.
Yeah, here.
Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her.
Look at this.
But he had a pen, not a Sharpie. Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it?
Oh boy.
The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people. So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind, right?
yeah.
Clover nodded, almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math problem.
No way.
Way, dog. Oh, not the reactions. Oh, that's not Sad Face Ace, though. We need Sad Face Ace. The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank.
Come to think of it,
Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him.
what is this room?
The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the
It
room.
looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Sacrifice. Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. Ooh, was it rich? The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. The other end of the carpet.
Is that an altar?
An altar looks like that. It was a recessed space set into a wall between 2 other doors. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. Coffin? Could it be?
A coffin? No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor in his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine, let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong, she just... screw it! Let me just write it out.
Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right.
Huh.
But there's another way. Only one combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am.
Dude. Noble.
I'll stay behind.
Huh?
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
Lotus was the first to speak. Love and Bloom. That in itself was a little strange. He'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
No, I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I don't want to leave us behind, and I don't want to leave you either.
I don't like that idea.
Yeah, let's leave
There's gotta
4
be other
people
options.
behind. Sorry. I know I'm talking over them, but... Guys, that makes the most sense. Well, they don't have all the information yet, but right now, that makes the most sense.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Damn, Ace, that's kind of cold. Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven.
Well, there you go, 7. Proposal denied.
Okay.
Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
There is... 7 made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yes. You're right, 7. Sorry, I get excited by this kind of thing. Oh. Ah. He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corner of Seven's eyes. They really care. That was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
Till then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for a whole discussion of Seven's fate. Probably something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you... agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave 7 here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
I said alone.
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave 7 alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. What the fuck? They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you?
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more.
What?
3 people, including 7. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No. Those are my orders.
What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast, Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... Here's the gun! Had June.
See? I told you.
Lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
Shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze, and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's sudden change in attitude? Saying that he needed 2 more? The gun in his right hand? A revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple.
Why? What the hell is that?
What a twist! Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. He took the gun from the other playthrough. I don't know if you remember the previous playthrough. I think it was the submarine one where I had to go and there actually was a coffin. Inside the coffin was that gun. Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke, almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6.
Yeah, somebody done lost their mind. What's up, Claybird? Welcome to the stream, man.
I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Badass.
Damn it.
Mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded, and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. For long, his back was resting against the door. The fuck? Oh, 6 and 3. Oh. Right. Perfect time to enter, right? This is what you get for telling me to get my shoes dirty. For long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly, and forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me.
Ace and Lotus, that's 1 and... Right, 9 and 9 is 18.
Put your hands in the red.
That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order.
Now, if he blows her brains out, he's not going anywhere. They could kill his... This isn't making much sense, is it? Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen, like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Right, fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
Sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched. And the gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. Cheap. Thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt the gun was real, and worked.
He really shot it?
Yes, he shot the floor.
But why? Santa, why are you...
Clover's voice spoke out of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched, almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying!
Shut up! Just shut up! You stupid bitch! You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flex's spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. She spoke. Her voice was very small.
Santa.
He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
Alright, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day.
The floor, the most important character. Without it, he was the most supporting character of them all. Alright, sorry.
Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. God damn it, just move! It almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. But her hands are back to normal size. Hey, look at that. Her eyes are wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath, like an animal cornered by a predator. Predator? Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate.
That's it.
June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Yeah, fuck those other guys. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she wouldn't leave the ship alive. She would leave the ship alive, along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do.
It's the only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go.
Huh?
Yes, get the gun.
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy.
You call me Jumpy one more time, I'll tell him to pull that trigger.
And so will Clover and Seven.
I know. But you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Yeah. Right.
Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of.
Okay, so she clearly didn't have the gun. Why did I think she had the gun then? We weren't in that room.
No, you can't!
Yes, we can. Bye.
Ace, Lotus, don't come over!
Bye, June.
Don't worry about me, please!
June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus, gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders,
Please.
lowered it to their butts, and then pinched. And pushed them toward the door. It took him. They almost stumbled and then righted themselves and took another step. Another. Leave. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
Go.
all right.
I don't remember if this is one of the endings I did, like, in the DS run. I think so, but...
Fine.
I knew that there was something up with Santa, I just couldn't remember what it was. Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door, where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
Alright, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head, and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand onto the scanner panel. Fourth asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few.
Good. Go.
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, and then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well.
Later.
Bitch! After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. Oh, fucked now. What the hell are we gonna do? The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand, traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. What the hell? She has like, look, just freaking T-Rex hands now. The hell? That's kind of normal, but what the hell is that? Whoever the artist was did not know how to draw hands. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. That's great. I'll catch up with you, shoe boy. I'm gonna make you eat those shoes backwards. Wait, that's funny. Sorry. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. We're getting tonal whiplash here. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. Occupied. Occupied. He moved to the smaller door. Still gonna say vacant. The red, vacant. Digital root of the remaining people was 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7 equals 16. There was no possible way for them to open a door with a 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
He thought about June. About Kane Kurashiki. She safe? That was all that mattered to him. She was alive. She had escaped this horrible boat. That was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
You're asking me, man. What the fuck? Trump's secret daughter?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
You guys are ignoring something. Elephant in the room, so to speak. 7 opened his mouth to respond when... Thank you! The elephant in the room. Noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something, vigorously. That wasn't mechanical, certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet.
Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. That you, Bullet? Sorry. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from?
No. Haha! I left him behind! For no fucking reason. I left him behind. Oh, that's good shoe. Thank you.
Could it be?
Satan?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength. Oh, that doesn't sound like pulling. The shoe is fucking him, but right. Okay. You're obsessed with Santa's shoes, man. It's a little weird. Just a little.
Damn it!
Come on, stolen it up. And won't even budge. There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Not another one.
Yep, another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
Noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that. But how?
There we go. A little too low.
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Fortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
Ugh, there's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
Sound still wouldn't stop. Wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Give me a sign. Stop. Wait, what? No. Oh! Wait, who's holding that gun? What the hell's going on? Oh, no. No. We got the coffin ending. That is almost the best ending, I think. I know. See, it's... Oh, man, I need a flowchart for this. This is unlocked. This is... That is definitely locked. What did we do wrong here? I think I needed to find something here, maybe. Because it looks like I don't know. I have no idea how to get there with the flow. Okay, well, I got that, but then what if I... Outside the room... What did I miss? This is gonna haunt me, man. So I got the shit ending. Slightly less shitty ending? Because this one, everybody died. This one, Lotus and me died. Don't know what's gonna happen here. This one is probably the true ending. I don't know how to get to here. Inside the room. The 6th door. Because 6 will give me that the chance to get that gun. I don't know what the red means. I don't know what any of it means. Heard all this already. At this point, I think I've done all the branching paths, so I have to do some research to figure out what to do next here. So I think we're gonna switch games here.
What?
Or I can look it up, but I really don't want to just do that. What do you guys think? 3, 7, and 8 doors. Ah, okay, so I haven't tried any of the other doors here. This one is... So this is the 3-door, right? 7-door. Maybe if I went down another path? And I could also go earlier and try the 5-door. Maybe I can skip ahead. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys want to do? I could try going through another area here. This the whole whoops. Sorry, hold on a second. The whole other way. And I don't think you have to replay every single part. I could just skip. So if I skip, then I might be able to get to this point. Try a different route? Alright. You know what? Let's take it all the way back to the 4 or the 5-door. I have to pick the 5-door, or I can go down this way. I mean, I can at least see if I see something that's like a code. Because that's the thing. That, I think, is one of the better endings, except Santa kind of goes nuts for no fucking reason. Maybe there is a reason. I don't know. Alright, fine. 5-door. Solve some puzzles. Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussions sometimes skip.
I thought we were finished with that, but
We should.
Oh my god.
Yeah, everybody's talking. They're trying to figure out to go through the first door.
You're right.
Come on, Laser. There is reason in this game. There is. It's just
very well then.
how well are
There's
you
only one way
paying
for us to-
attention? That's the problem.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing.
Well, it's...
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we should,
But
But
who's going to go in which door?
maybe I need to have gone down that path. I don't know. You can look toward the numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait,
Skip to the end.
I'm telling you now.
Come on.
Call me if I'm.
Sorry.
Oh,
Hey man, if you think I'm getting...
what the hell?
Yeah. Doesn't mean...
oh God.
Everybody arguing.
I can't go in there alone though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I
It's
did.
10:30 already.
That's not an answer! If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do. If I join you, the problem is 7 is 7. And if you add Clover's
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is the digital root of 14.
Yes, come on.
If the 4 of us...
Wait, what about the other?
Lotus sent our bracelet numbers are 8365.
11, 16... Oh, 11, 17, 22. That would be 5.
8 plus 3 plus the digital root of 20.
Except I'm gonna be a bitch and insist.
It's 4.
I take the
Add
other
our
map.
4 bracelet numbers.
Usually, if
Then
you
we
be a
can go
jerk,
into
that's
door
probably not
4.
gonna.
Yeah. Huh. That worked.
So the team assignments will be 7 Snake, Lotus, Santa, June, and me. Are these really the Beyond Door 5 is? I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine. Of course, if I went through door 5, I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see them. Should I stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
So maybe this is like you trying to be like trying to help her feelings. Or...
All right then. It seems we've reached. I'm going through door 5.
We're over
Wait.
there.
The door's not going anywhere.
Which door?
Had to be door 5.
Hey, wait.
This is new. Gunpei's cry echoed across the room. That was a cry. 4 people walking toward the door stopped. Turned back toward him.
I want to go through door 5 too.
The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up.
What? What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you.
Turned around to look at her.
No, you can't. I can't take you with me.
Why?
Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that?
Well,
June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again. Looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions.
Please, let me go into door 5.
Seven scratched his head and looked at the young man.
Man, now we're right back where we started. You know that?
Junpei's bracelet is number 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us.
Snake turned to Ace.
Ace, please, take good care of Clover.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
don't go away.
You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No!
Don't be so selfish.
Yeah! Don't be like that asshole Junpei. Oh, wait. Snake's tone was harsh.
Why?
You have those ridiculous earphones. Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened. He put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered in her ear.
You'll be fine. Just relax.
Snake. Ever listen to a man named Snake when he says, just relax? Looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them.
What did he tell her?
None of your damn business! He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring. Are they kind and inquiring? They're closed!
Okay, I understand.
Did he threaten to beat her with a belt or what? His voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood, and now I've realized how the hell would he even do that if he's blind? These are the weird places my mind goes. Before long, new teams were assembled.
Let's make sure we've got this straight. Those going to door 5 are me, 7, and Snake. 7 plus 2 plus 5 equals 14. And the digital root of 14, 1 plus 4, is 5. And those going to door 4 are Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. And the digital root of 22 is 2 plus 2, 4. We're okay with this.
No problems here.
Yes. Let's do.
All right then.
I don't like Junpei. He wears plaid. 7, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen of the red showed 3
The
asterisks.
lever's all that's left. Okay. All right then. Let's go.
Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red.
Okay. Please be careful.
Concern was written plainly across her face.
We will.
Junpei looked her in the eye and gave her what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. Yeah, I'm not sure if I ever did this one. The sharp clack of the lock releasing the door swung open.
And it's open.
Sorry. Oh god, he's everywhere. Ahead of them, in the small hallway, were the pitiful remains of the 9th man.
Oh,
That's messed up.
that was the 9th man.
For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7 too seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following.
Oh.
How can you...
Well,
Blind? Oh, that's fucking wrong. That's fucking wrong. I'm assuming his sister helped him, okay? Damn.
Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Yeah, we already seen that happen. I can't do it. I can't make that face. Oh god. He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was most slightly cocked toward one shoulder. Ah, typical anime pose.
Sorry.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was Snake who made that face, I know. I gotta find it. Junpei and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrist of all three men. Dead meat! Seven and Junpei looked down at the bracelets. On both of them, and on Snake's red skull had flickered to life.
Damn it!
Oh,
The countdown started.
red skull. I'm not reading it right. They had scarcely processed this information when... Enjoy the fireworks! With a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut.
Shit, the door!
There's no turning back now. And if we don't manage to find the deactivation device...
Hey, where is the dead?
Fear and urgency in Seven's face reflected what all three of them felt.
How the hell should I know?
Stay calm. Look around you.
Okay, I get it.
Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead.
Ah,
He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5.
found it. Right here.
Sorry. This is only the first one. As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other two scrambled to follow suit. Who's helping him? As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down. How did he know? Why are they letting the blind man lead? Ugh.
Whew. Well, it looks like it stopped.
As he spook? Junpei wiped his sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand.
Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack.
Muscles stood out in Seven's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching.
Jumpy, are you all right? Are you guys okay?
We lived! That is the sign. They could hear anxious voices muffled by the distinct form from the other side. Muffled but distinct from the other side of the door. God.
Yeah, we're fine.
The detonators have been deactivated.
That is possible, but the way they're depicting him with his eyes closed, that's full-on blindness, so... They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door, the three men could feel the tension disperse.
Alright, we're moving on. Be careful, okay?
Alright. I am going to stop here. I'm starting to yawn, and I'm losing cohesion like it won't leave. So we're gonna save here. Yeah. I want to try and finish this tomorrow night, if possible, or at least get another ending. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I can't stay up anymore. I got to get up early tomorrow. It's gonna be another week. So let me find someone to host. Let me find someone doing something fun. Actually, got somebody doing something. Just found today, so let's see if he's still. Because I want to do some research to see if I don't want to get spoilers, but I need to see what the different endings. Maybe at least I can see the path and then play through it. I don't know. But let's find someone to host. Yep, he's there. So you know what? Let's I just found this dude today. He's playing Quest for Glory. Let me see if he's actually still. He is. All right. This dude is actually playing on an original 386. It's pretty freaking wild. So yeah, I think you guys might appreciate this. Anyway, I'm gonna give him a host. Yeah, I might do that. Like, I'll see if I can see like flow path for ending. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Flow path for ending. That way I don't spoil it for myself. But let me host Dimension. This guy's name is Dimension Dude. Which name? Anyway, tell him I said hello. I'm gonna tell him I said hello myself. And everybody, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and you know, laughing along with me. And yeah, we'll continue this tomorrow, I think. Have a good one. Later.